Today we're building the autumn farm, so if you enjoyed this video, why not leave it a like and a comment down below, and let's just jump into the build. Hello everyone, Auvbri here, and welcome back to another speed build in The Sims 4. So today I have finally started doing some seasonal builds, and you might be wondering, hey Auvbri, there is 2 other builds out before this and season has been out for so long. Well, it's because those videos are pre-recorded from a live stream, and this one is pre-recorded as well. So I have actually been playing with the Sims 4 seasons for a little while now, but I'm trying to pre-record a lot of stuff because over the summer I'm working crazy amounts of hours at work, so I'm just trying to get in some content for you guys. So there's going to be some seasonal buildings over the next couple of weeks, and we start with autumn here, or as I believe you call it in the States, fall, which is something I find, I mean, I get why it's called fall, but here in Denmark, when we are taught English, we are taught that it's called autumn, or at least I was. So I decided to go with a build here that's very reminiscent of a traditional Danish farmhouse. I wanted to have a very bold color because a lot of the traditional farmhouses in Denmark is like these really simple looking houses. So it's just like this. I tried to spruce it up a little bit and make it look somewhat, I wouldn't say more modern, but just keeping a little bit of an edge to it, so it wouldn't seem so super old school. So that's what I tried to do, and as I said before, I was really inspired by Danish farmhouses, which is a type of house I really do adore. We have a lot of them here in Denmark, and Denmark is a country with a lot of agriculture. So you're gonna see a lot if you ever come to Denmark and you just kind of drive through the country. There is a lot of these types of houses. I mean, they are getting bigger because the farms are getting bigger and produces more agriculture stuff, but I just wanted to focus on some of these smaller farms, and my parents actually had a small farm at some point. They didn't live there for that long. They kind of rented it, but it has like a stable and the house itself, and I lived there as well for I believe about 6 months before I actually moved out. So I was kind of drawing inspiration from that, and just the overall farming houses I knew here in Denmark. Now this is a problem you're gonna see me work through here. This is a problem that's for some reason still existing inside The Sims 4, and I have no idea why they haven't fixed it yet. It's the worst. It's just these fencings. Every time you put a gate on a fence, it starts to disappear, which is really annoying, and the only way you can kind of get it back is by cheating the game and put in another gate, but then the kind of fence starts to look all messed up, as you can kind of see here, which I tried to fix, but it's just it wasn't fixable, and it looks a bit weird. But yeah, I tried to cover it up with some trees here, and I wanted to have like this nice long street driveway leading up to the farm. I wanted to have it be like a very nice look, and you could kind of see it in the intro, and you're gonna see it in the screenshots in the end as well, that once the leaf starts to fall off the trees and you really get into this season, it looks so good, and I'm so enjoying this this what is it called? This expansion pack. It's just it's very amazing, and if you haven't gotten it yet, definitely go get it. It's probably one of the better expansions in the Sims 4, and we haven't had that many expansions, so that's really not saying a lot, but it's a really good expansion pack, and I would encourage anyone to get it. It's you get a lot of stuff for your money here, which is in my opinion worth it. So I was initially wanted to have a little barn area in the back there, like a little modern barn, but I decided not to do that just because it didn't actually fit in. I mean, it just wasn't looking great, and I didn't want to force anything into the build that didn't fit in and I wasn't going to use for anything particularly special. So I deleted it, and I decided to go on doing the next thing here. So this is one of the new things that you can do in Seasons. You can have like these flower arrangement tables and beehives, which I put in 3 beehives and 2 flower arrangement tables. That's a really hard word to say. And I kind of did like this closed off little garden, put some flowers around the beehives, which of course in this season looks a bit dead. It's just because it is autumn. So I mean, just look at the colors and on the trees as well. It's just I'm in love with this. It's probably one of my favorite seasons this autumn. Especially here in Denmark, seeing that we have a lot of forest areas in Denmark, so we have a lot of these types of trees, and yeah, I actually love the way that it looks in this game. They did a really great job in the Sims team creating this season, so overall really happy about that. But yeah, this section here is just a little flower section, so I was kind of thinking that we could have these 2 arrangement tables, have the beehives and a lot of flowers surrounding it, so it would kind of make sense to have the flower arranging tables in this space. And then I wanted to have some signs out front. Just because I thought, okay, it's a farm area, so maybe they could sell honey, sell arranged flowers, and I also put in a dog training area. So there's a section in this build that you're not gonna see me do, honestly, for 2 reasons. I forgot to turn on the recording when I finished the rest of this part of the build, like the garden area, and then at this point I totally remembered that I needed to turn this on. So this is kind of the garden where you're gonna see a lot of vegetable growth and stuff like that, and you could kind of see in the background there that we've put in you know, stuff like for a dog training course, and we put in some fake crops on the other half of the build, which is not usable. It's just for purely aesthetic look, to fill out the space. You can, of course, do whatever you want with the space. I just wanted to have the look and feel of a farm area. So that's why I decided to put in some trucks, do the farming place, and the dog training course, and of course the vegetable garden area. And I actually put in that scarecrow thing because I heard that if you befriend him enough, he will actually help you take care of the garden, which I thought was a really cool idea. In the stables here, because we don't have any horses with the cats and dogs expansion for some unknown reason, and don't even get me started on my first pet stuff. That's just the most ridiculous pack ever created in a Sims game. But because we don't have any horses in the game, I just decided to convert these stables into a place for the dogs and cats, because at least in farms here in Denmark, and I think this is kind of the story for every place or every farm like this, but the pets just don't get inside. And it's even true for my parents' house. So they kind of live in the country, like a little away from, they live on a little island, which there's not that many people on the island, and they have a lot of garden area. And there's only, I believe, 2 cats that get inside the house. The rest of them is just outside all the time. So I was kind of imagining that would be the case as well. That maybe the dog would get inside, but the cats would just stay outside. Which is something that is actually really normal. At least here in Denmark, anyways. So I'm working on the inside here. Now, seeing that this isn't the biggest house, there's actually only 1 bedroom in the house and only 1 bathroom, but I didn't want to make this house too big. Now, some houses like this actually have a second storage, but I just felt that would look too big, and the house would just get too big, and I didn't want that. I wanted it to keep it fairly small and having this really cozy farmhouse vibe to it. So we use a lot of old furniture. I didn't actually use that many of the furniture that came with the season's expansion, just because I didn't feel like they actually fit in with the area here. But we do use a lot of stuff from the Laundry Day and Cats and Dogs expansion pack, just because those items actually are the items that just works the best with the overall vibe that we're trying to recreate here. So there's 2 entrances into the house. We have one which is kind of an entrance into the laundry room, which you're gonna see me do here. I did decide to put in a washer and dryer, even though I actually outside put in 2 clothing lines and, you know, that little washing bucket. I just felt it was more more in line with what most people have, even though it's an old farmhouse. I mean, I don't really know anybody who does laundry the old-fashioned way anymore, so I just decided to put in a washer and dryer, but you could totally just delete those and use the bucket and the clothing line outside, which would make more sense. So I'm just working on the aesthetics outside here, and I wanted to have a lot of clutter items, both inside and outside. So I chose a lot of items that would just, to me, felt like it was a mixture between farmhouse and this really cozy vibe. So we kind of have the 2 entrances, so one into the laundry room and one right into where the dining room area is. It's a very big dining table. I've tested it out. Everything works. They can get past it. They can sit at every single chair. So that's good. And then here I was just looking at these 2 fireplaces. I have no idea why they included the same fireplace again into the game. So you could get at some point in the Sims, like you could get like a free content update thingy with a lot of seasonal festivities, like for example the fireplace. But for some reason in this expansion pack they have included the exact same fireplace again with just some other color swatches, which for me is just the most, I mean, it's just so stupid. Why not just update the existing one and have the color swatches be in that one instead? At least to me that would make a lot more sense. But yeah, that's just me. So this was the living room. Everything is going really fast in this build. So even though it's a very long build, I get things done fairly fast because I know what type of furniture I want to use, and I kind of know the vibe of the things I want to use. So it was a very fast build, and there's not too much to that can go wrong in this build. It's fairly simple. So yeah, they're working on the only bedroom at the moment. Excuse me. And I wanted to have the closets behind this archway because I thought it looked really cool. And this is the last thing we're gonna do, I believe, before we actually move on to the bathroom. Yes, you're gonna see me do that in this build. Miracles do happen. Calm down. But yeah, this is the last room that we do, and before we move outside. And I actually love how this bathroom turned out. There's just something about this style that's so endearing to me. But yeah, let's jump into the screenshots here in just a second. So here we have the screenshots. This is one of the entrances into the laundry room. Again, as I was just saying, there's just something so endearing about this, like this style of house, which I really do adore. And I just think you can create something really special, homey, and super cozy with this style. Here, the crazy gnomes, this actually, I was so freaked out. These gnomes followed my my builder sim around, and I've actually heard about this in different types of reviews and read blogs about it. They're super creepy. Like, I'm not even kidding, so creepy. They just follow your sim around, which is different. I mean, yeah, it's just it's a little creepy. But looking at the screenshot here, remember, if you want to get this build, it is on the gallery right now. So you can just search my origin ID, which is Auvbri, and you should be able to find every single build that I have done. Or you could just try search hashtag Auvbri to find this as well. And why not follow me on Twitter if you have any suggestions to a house that you might want to see me build or try to recreate, whatever it might be. Hit me up on Twitter, link in the description down below, or comment down below here on what you would like to see me try to recreate, and we can figure something out as we jump into the last screenshot here. So this is the garden area, and I do have to say, here I was trying to plant some stuff, but it just took way too long, and the seed packages was yeah, very annoying to maneuver. So you guys have to do that yourself. I put in some of them on the one side, but the rest is up to you. As we move into the last screenshots here, just the last screenshot, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this build, why not leave it a like and subscribe and a comment down below, and check out some of my other stuff. You might find something you enjoy. And yeah, there's nothing else for me to say other than have a truly fantastic day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time for another video.